Hello, hello. Hey, Bo. Hello, lurkers. We'll get a few more people up in here. Come and hang out. Got a bit behind today, so originally we was going to start this an hour ago. Up collection from a lady whose husband died. 248 rolls of wheat cents. Just opened an uncirculated roll of 43. Nice. Not nice for her, I guess, but nice for you. If you keep on that pathway, that may end up being a quite nice score for you. Paid 3 times face. Dang. So that's $248 rolls times $1.50 each. So $372, and you got pretty much major money on that one roll. If they're really nice uncirculated, so that's pretty much your money back. Are they all uncirculated, or do you just get lucky on that one? God, I'd love a score like that. I have never, in 5 years of doing this, I have never had anybody come to me to sell a collection. Surprisingly. I've done some consignment stuff, but I've never had anybody come to just to sell a collection to me directly. Oh, here's those 2 banknotes you wanted to see. So first one's tattered. That's why it's... This is the $10 one. This is the 1862. And it's still good for $10. And then this is the 1863. This is the $25 one. Still a little tattered on the edge, but far better condition. But $35 for both. It's not bad. You get 2 years of the Confederates. Here's the other 3 in case anybody wanted to see them. These are from this week's list that went out today. Here's the military payment certificate. Series 591. Here's the $5 silver note. Figure while I got them out, might as well let people see them. This is 1953 $5 silver certificate. And then here's the 1935 $1 silver note. I'm doing all right. I've just been busy. Yeah, nice. Nice score for you. So sorry this stream ended up being on a Sunday. Friday obviously didn't work out, and then I postponed it for Saturday, and realized that that was Angela's only day off. So, cause that's her only day off right now is Saturdays. So we wanted to be able to finally spend some time together. So here I am on Sunday. Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. But I was in a kind of a rush today to get set up, so I forgot to put a post up on any of the pages letting people know that I'm on. So hopefully they'll figure it out. Come hang out. Since YouTube seems to be terrible about actually giving notifications. Hopefully at least Doug will show up. He's the one that requested this subject. Yeah, I'll check it out, man. I would have a look. I mean, like, you know, if they're early years like the 30s or early 40s, probably not. I never come across those for proofs. Nickel proofs, I pretty much never come across anything pre-50s. Oh yeah, definitely. I've got a few that have some cool coloring on them. All right, so just want to give everybody a reminder of some of the changes that we've made recently. So for those of you that are on the mailing list, the pre-sales, we are no longer requiring that pre-sales be paid for right away. So you don't have to worry about that anymore. If you get something on pre-sales, you will be charged at the end of the stream for that sale. And you will have the 7 days as always. So no longer having to worry about, if you want to reserve something, having to pay for it right away. That has changed. The other change that we're making, because we've had some times that we've had packages sit here for, 2.5, 3 years. Never heard from the people. Didn't get replies from emails, nothing. So we finally just shipped them hoping they still live in the same place. So from here on out, if we are holding a package and you are not on for at least 6 months, your package is going out. If you're on and you're at least every now and again adding something to it, then yeah, we'll keep sitting on it. But if we don't see you, we don't hear from you, nothing for 6 months, it's going. Oh yeah, all the metals have their different ways that they go. And it also has to do with environment, too. I've seen some that were toners that were from, like, a more volcanic environment, so a lot more, like, sulfur and stuff like that in the air. Those get some really cool coloring. I know. You can never find a perfect night for everybody. That's why I'm trying to open up more stuff throughout the week. I got this show going again. This is going to be a normal weekly thing. We've been talking about eventually down the road doing like a small lot higher end sale. So like, maybe 20, 30 lots, but it'd all be like much higher end stuff. So that's been a discussion that has been going on for the last few weeks. It's not damage. Toning is toning. The only way you can avoid toning is if you keep it like in a vacuum. They would literally have to be vacuum sealed from the day that they leave the mint. Plus, I know everybody has like some different outlooks on it, but a quick dip and all the toning on a coin is gone. For the people that really don't like toning. I love toning. I think the toning on coins is awesome. Is there such a thing as 100% vacuum? I mean, you can build a vacuum that's going to be close enough. The NASA vacuum chamber it can get pretty much to 100%. It's like 99.9975 or something like that percent vacuum. It's the same as space, so it's like being in space. But yeah, so I got this one going now. This is going to be a weekly thing. I would like to get to a point where I actually have a set schedule for all this stuff. It's just, as you guys know, I have insomnia, so keeping a set schedule for me can be difficult, but I do my best. I've got a 76S trade dollar. Nice. I want a trade dollar collection so bad. I wish I wasn't broke. I know what you meant. Now you need to go get that Carson City. So yeah, I'm gonna try and get the Coins of the World series going again soon. I'm playing around with the idea of possibly doing a second standard sale every week. But of course I have to have enough stuff to actually do that. Right now I don't. The sales have dropped off so bad this year that I'm getting kind of pillaged on inventory. Once we can get the numbers back up to where they were, you know, pretty much all of last year, then we'll be fine and we'll be able to stock up on stuff pretty fast. If you win the lottery, you'll gift me a U.S. trade dollar set. I will not hold my breath. But if you do win the lottery, I'm holding you to that. Hey, Sandigger. So yeah, I do have a lot of stuff planned for this year. A lot of it is just waiting on either money or me getting schedules figured out, all that kind of thing. So I like to get to the point where I'm on like 3-4 times a week, because I'd really like to try and, you know, I want to build this channel up. You know, going 5 years and we're still not even at 1,000 subs yet. I'd like to fix that. And of the 780, I think it's like 784 right now is what we're at. We got almost all of those people in the first 2.5 years. You want your thoughts on what you can improve on? Are they all top pops? If not, you can improve on that. SMH. I don't know what SMH is. Reasonable suggestions. Hey, man, if you've got a full collection, that's already good enough. Beyond that, it's just if you feel like you want to, you know, try and get one that's a better... Uh-oh, shaking your head. If you feel like you want to get one that's a better grade than one that you've got, that's up to you, man. I think I saw that one. I'm pretty sure I saw that one. I'm pretty sure I remember seeing it. Just because I don't leave a comment doesn't mean I didn't see it. I only leave comments if I have something to say. Man, 3 people on. I guess that's you, Bo, and Sandigger. I guess that's all we got. All right, well, hopefully people will see it in replay, if nothing else. So hoping Doug would have been here, because today's subject was his suggestion. He actually asked for this subject. So we are going to be talking about resources for grading and pricing coins, and I'll probably throw in a little bit of resources for identifying coins as well. And then for the first time ever, I am going to be doing a review on a phone app that is for coin collecting. So, all right. So, Doug's main question was he wanted me to do a show on how I grade, and well, it was more how I price coins, but I wanted to throw in grading as well. Basically, where I come up with my prices. So, obviously, the first thing that matters when I price my coins for the weekly sales is, of course, how much did I spend on it? And then I go in and to various resources to figure out the value of the coin. I have to figure in PayPal fees. So obviously, every price that you see on there, I have figured in the PayPal fees because that's an additional 11% off the top of everything. The amount of money that we have paid into PayPal is kind of ridiculous. I think the prices of most better coins are driving people away. Oh, I mean, collecting coins is like collecting anything else. You're going to have the basic stuff that you can get for pretty cheap, and you can build yourself up a decent collection that way. But then at the, once you're done with that, now you're going into the, do you want to be a serious collector and try and go after the higher dollar stuff to finish out your collection? And I don't think it's necessarily driving people away. I think it's just that they can't afford it right now. I don't know what's going on right now and what's causing it, but I know that just about everybody is broke right now. It's just, there's, hey, mean one, they're trying to say that the economy it has bounced back and this and that, and I'm personally not seeing it. I'm not seeing it at all. So I think it's just that they're, lack of funds is what's doing it a lot. I don't know if anything is going to get better anytime soon, but hopefully it does. But, obviously you're going to have those coins that it doesn't matter who you are unless you're, unless you have like, you're making millions and millions a year, then there are certain coins out there you're just never going to own. It just is what it is. I know there are coins that I wish I could own that I know I never will. I have made my peace with that. In the meantime, I will be happy looking at photos of them. There's a new website out that shows you a coin and you grade it. The pictures are from PCGS since they are the clearest. Oh, is that for like teaching people how? Like you put in the grade and it tells you how close you were? I hear it, man. I totally hear it. Yeah, awesome. Here, let me give you a, Bo, I'm going to give you a wrench for a minute. Throw a link to that up in chat. But yeah, man, I hear it. Our rent has almost doubled since before COVID. So, I get it. Everything is up. Our food prices have basically doubled. Our utilities have gone up. Everything has gone up. So, I understand totally. Okay, back to my subject. I'm getting sidetracked. All right, so I'm gonna be putting links to everything I'm talking about as far as online resources. And speaking of PCGS and grading, because that's you know, the next thing you have to determine if you're going to price a coin is you have to determine its grade. So at least for American coins, the best overall resource, and there is a phone app version of this as well, is PCGS Coin Fact. And here's the link for it. So it has every series of U.S. coins, every basic series. It doesn't have like commemoratives, but every basic series of U.S. coins is on there. And it gives you photos of coins for every single grade all the way through. So all you have to do is look at your coin, look at the photo, and figure out which one does your coin look the closest to, and now you have a pretty close basis for what your grade is. So that is an excellent resource. And I'm going to show that real quick. Browser. Boing. So this is PhotoGrid. Go away. So colonials, half cents, cents, 2 and 3s, nickels, dimes, quarters, half dollars, dollars. Then you got your gold. So you pick something. I don't know. Let's see. Let's go with half dollars. Why not? And then it has all the different series from the half dollars. Then you pick one. We'll go with walking libs. So everything from Mint State 68, which is probably the highest that they've ever graded, all the way down through your AUs, your VFs, your fines, your VGs, your goods, about good, and basically poor. So yeah, you pick one. Let's say you think it's a VF. Okay, well, start at 20. There's your VF. There's your fine. So you look at those two and you say, okay, what's what is the difference between the two? Pattern recognition is going to do you really good here. So right off the bat, you're going to, you'd notice things like, okay, the lines here aren't really showing much. When you get to VF, you can see it more on top. So there's a little bit of a difference. And that's all you do. You got to match the patterns here. You got, more wear down here. Here you can see a little more of the lines. So that's the kind of stuff you're looking for, is just you're looking for patterns. And then you match your coin up. Say, okay, well, there's about what my coin looks like right there. So your coin would actually be an EF45 or somewhere in that range. And, obviously you're not going to be able to find a resource like this for world coins because you'd have to have one for every country, every series, everything. I suppose you could be the one to create it if you're really good at webmastering, and you would probably be huge. So, all right, so that is photo grade. And now you have your grade. Now you go to PCGS Coin Facts is one of the resources I use for grading. Has all your stuff listed out. So, again, we'll go with walkers. Here's all your dates. If you want proofs, you switch over to proofs. Then you click on whatever date you had. And it gives you estimated values, how many have been graded by PCGS in those grades. Gives you some auction records for the various grades. If you scroll down, it gives you estimated survival rate of all grades. Mint State 60 or better and Mint State 65 or better. And then, of course, it'll give you your mintage up here if they have it. Most coins, they do have the mintage on there. There's only a handful they don't. Your metals, your weight, diameter, all that fun stuff. Speaking of toned coins, check that out. And check that out. That's a toner right there. So, all right, let me get back to the home page for this one. Dunk. Oops. Back. Here we go. Here is the link for CoinFact. The next biggest one I use for American coins is right here. This is Numis Media. Numis Media is a real-time price guide. This is done by the same guys that do the gray sheet. And this one is coinprices.org. Here is the link for this one. And again, they've got it, divided into the basic series. We'll stick with our theme, go with walkers. So they got these grouped up. If it's good to EF, you click on that one. AU to Mint State 60. 61 to 65 is this section, and then the top pops are over here. And then you just scroll down and find your coin. So those are the two primary places I find grading or find pricing for American coins. Is the PCGS and then Numis. Another reference I use every now and again. This is, you guys have seen me bring this one up before. This is Coinflation. This shows you the current melt value for all the various US coins. There's Coinflation's link. There is a version of this. I gotta find it again, but there is a version of this for Canadian coins too. There's a Coinflation for Canadian coins. It's not called Coinflation, but it's the same thing. It's a real time, shows you the melt value of the various stuff. Like I said, I just gotta find it again. All right, for world coins. You got Numista. We use this sometimes for, we use it mostly, honestly, for banknotes. It's got coins, banknotes, exonumia. So a lot of your, medallions and tokens and stuff like that you can find on here. Here's the link for this one. So that's one of them that we use. I'll just click on something random here. Let's go that one. So when you go into Numista, your features are over here. It tells you who issued it, Maldives, period, 68 to date, non-circulating coin, your year, what calendar it's from, which is kind of cool, face value of the coin, and what it equals to US dollars, which is cool. It shows you the conversion. Silver, of course, what the currency type is. So basically, the rufiya is their version of the dollar. So that's what currency is. Of course, silver, 925 silver for this one. 28.28 grams. Round, milled. And then catalog reference numbers. Which is kind of nice that they have that on here. And then it gives you a basic rundown of what's on the coin. This is why I don't like to use Numista a lot, because a lot of their pricing stuff is empty. But it does give you mintage. It gives you on, not on this particular coin, but on most of them, it will show you some different information. It gives you the rarity index. They have the Numis rarity index. So it ranges from 0 to 100. 0 meaning it's super common. Billions of them made. And then, of course, 100 meaning that, like, there's 3 in existence. So this one's rarity index 82, so that means pretty rare. Bullion value. It gives you the real-time bullion value. And then if they have any information, then they'll throw in some past sales. So that is a Numista. Did I link this one already? Yes, I did. Okay. Okay. The main resource I use for world coins for pricing. Oops. Okay. Go away. NGC is NGC. This is my main website I use for grading world coins. That's why if you guys have ever noticed that when there's, you know, a low mintage or something and it's got a high value, it always says NGC list price, is because NGC is, they're a lot higher up on the scale on grading, or doing world coins than PCGS does. PCGS, they do world coins, but they mostly deal with American coins. Of course, they're one of the top 3 grading companies out there. Sorry if I'm missing anything in chat. I keep switching tabs, so I can't really keep track of chat right now. So here's an example of a coin on NGC. Composition, silver, fineness, 30%, weight. The thing I like about NGC is it has the assayed silver weight is on here. So this particular one, 0.0321 ounce. Has your melt value, diameter, a little basic design. And then when there's notes to be given, there's notes down here. And then of course you have your little pricing here. So that is the main resource I use for pricing world coins. And a couple other resources I use on occasion. Here's, you guys have probably seen this before, Coins in Canada. What do I use for Ancients? Ancients would have to be its own show. Ancients require a lot of resources. And then there's also the Australian version, Coins and Australia. There's probably other countries of this, I would imagine. Where am I going? There. There. Actually, here to put the link. Here's the link for this one. So it's coins in Canada and coins in Australia. And just like anyone, it has all the breakdowns from the denominations and everything. Your bank tokens, for those of you that like the Canadian bank cents. Pre-Confederates, merchant tokens, all their different tokens and metals. Their gold and silvers. Different sets, patterns. Provincial coins, so Newfoundland, New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, Prince Edward Island. Now you got to remember, if you're going to use this website, I'm just going to pick something at random. These prices are in Canadian dollars. They're not in US dollars. So you have to do the conversion on it. So right now, Canada dollar to US dollar. So a Canadian dollar is worth 74 US cents. So that means it says, okay, say for example, this 1929 at a fine is $28.50. So you'd pop up a calculator, $28.50, and then you go times point, what was it? 74? Times 0.74 means that value listing right there in US dollars would be $21.09. So you have to remember to do the conversion. And it's the same way on the coins in Australia one. So let's see. Australia dollar to US dollar. Ooh, it's even worse, 0.66. Okay, so if you have a coin that's worth 25 bucks Australian, so okay, so 25 times 0.66. 25 times 0.66. So it'd be $16.50 US. So you have to remember to watch those conversions, because these websites that are put out by people in that country, they put the prices in that country's money. And these have also, you know, banknotes from those countries that you can look up and all that kind of stuff. So these are good resources for Australia and Canada. And like I said, there's probably other countries of these out there. I just haven't taken the time to look them all up. You know, you can do basically like a Google search of coins in Canada, coins in Australia, coins in Britain, coins in Mexico, and go through every single country and see what pops up. Okay, so that is the primary grouping of web resources that I use. Okay, yeah, just when you find it, shoot me an email. All good, man. And then, of course, every now and again, the web just doesn't do it. And you got to go to the good old-fashioned books. Standard catalog of world coins. Now, if you're using these books, ignore the pricing in these books. The reason being is, I'm looking for the copyright date here. Not sure when the copyright was. You know, but they did the prices that it was at when they made the book. So, you got to take the prices in these with a grain of salt, but they're good for helping you to find and identify coins and confirm silver content and all that. And I have all of these books from the 1600s through this one. This one was back in 2016. And this one is the 1901 to 2000. So I have 400 years worth of coins in these 4 books. And sometimes I do have to reference these books. That's why I hang on to them. And then of course you have other books. Here's a few other books that I've got. Knock this stuff over. Get out the way. Get out the way. Alright, here's some of the other book references that I use. I have the Hawaiian Money Standard Catalog 2nd edition. Which is actually autographed by the author. So that's kind of cool. The 2020 Blue Book. Handbook of United States Coins. The American Numismatic Association Grading Standards for United States Coins. So that's the grading book put out by the ANA. Of course, Cherry Picker's Guide. I have the Guidebook of United States Mint. This is colonial, state, private, territorial, and federal coining. And then I have got the Patriotic Civil War Tokens Handbook. Which I use this book a lot because, as you guys know, I do have Civil War tokens quite often available. So that is an example of my book resources. And then, of course, this is a really old version of this. But I like to keep it around in case, you know, just for teaching purposes. You got the gray sheet. This one was from January 2020. So this isn't, like I said, it is an old version. I just keep it around for teaching purposes. Now, if you're going to use the gray sheet, keep in mind all of these prices listed in the gray sheet are dealer prices. These are what dealers are looking to pay. These are not the customer prices. Ah, I just whacked my camera. I don't have a subscription to it just because anytime I need a new one, I go and ask Rick if I can have his old one, and he gives it to me. So, granted, yes, you know, I always have the last one, but it's all good. The prices don't change that much in 3 months. I think it's like $150 a year or something like that. Let me look it up real quick. Graysheet.com. Okay, so they have the collector version and they have the dealer version. The collector version is what collectors are going to pay for coins. It's got those listings. The dealer version, if you want the pro version, is $170. The pro version gives you they mail you the magazines, but then it gives you access to all of their online resources as well. So it gives coins, CAC pricing. If it's CAC certified, it has those prices on there. CPG retail pricing, U.S. paper money, banknote book, retail pricing, world paper money. That's the new one I told you guys that they're starting to do, the world paper money. But it's an online resource only. Graysheet wholesale pricing, U.S. and world coins and CAC. You only get that with the dealer versions. You don't get that there's no availability for that as the collector version. Graysheet wholesale pricing, U.S. paper money. Banknote book, digital access to chapter PDFs. CPG magazine, CAC magazine, Graysheet magazine. Let me just bring this up so you guys can see it. Bunk. So yeah, it shows you all the different things that you get with each one. The Pro, obviously, you get everything. So this is one that they're working on right now, I think. So that's why it's not available for anything. I think it's new, and it's like coming soon. So this is the monthly prices. The annual, if you want to pay yearly, that's your yearly prices. So it's expensive. If you want the Pro plan so you have access to everything, you're paying $170 a month. So it is definitely pricey. Which is why I don't have it, because I can't afford that. Yeah, the cheapest version is the lowest level of customer version, which is like $9.99 a month. But you don't get a lot of stuff. I mean, nowadays with internet, I don't think I would call it a must-have, but it's definitely handy. I think it's more of a must-have if you're a big-time dealer. All right. So for the last part of our show tonight, like I said, I am going to be reviewing a phone app. Which means I got to figure out a way to get this thing working on camera. Alright, so the name of this app is... Let me get the right phone. I grabbed my old phone, not my new phone. Need my current phone. There we go. So it's called CoinSnap. So CoinSnap does require, they've got a 7-day free trial, and then they do require a subscription service to use it after that. But it's fairly inexpensive. It's like $30-something for a year. So I'm going to give, so far, I'm going to give this app like a C, honestly. Its grading ability leaves something to be desired. It's good at identifying stuff. On certain world coins, it has had an issue of being able to properly identify grades, or not grades, but identify years. So it just gives you like a grouping of years of it could be from the, you know, this design is from this group of years is what it basically gives you. Okay, so you go to here. It brings up that. Obviously, you have to use your camera. I'm going to do my best at showing this. So I'm going to show you this with some of the Rick Snow coins that I've got so that you guys can see. Because I think we can all agree Rick is one guy we are not going to question his ability to grade Indian coins. So he has this one graded as an AU. And then, of course, you got to get it lined up. Keep in mind, you're looking at this through a secondary camera, so even though if it doesn't look clear on to you, it actually is on the phone. So it actually says, perfect, take photo. Oop. Maybe not so much after I bumped it. So you take the photo, then you have a few seconds to flip it over. Let's get it facing the right side up. Give it a minute to focus. Come on. Okay, that's just on this camera. The glare is not on the phone camera. So you take the photo. Now it's going to run through its grading process and identifying process. 1909 Indian cent. And it's got the grade at a VF. Rick Snow's grade is AU. So, again, grading. The name of the app is CoinSnap. It does good at identifying. It sucks at grading. So anybody that was hoping the AI grading was going to be around soon, it's got a ways to go. It's not coming anytime soon. It's just not there yet. And I've got 5 Indians in this little bundle. I had it do all of them, and it only got one of them right on the grade. So again, grading for this thing, not recommended to trust this app for grading. Identifying purposes, if you just want a quick ability to identify a coin, not a problem. I'm looking for that'll work. Okay. So here is a world coin. Let's get it lined up. Again, the phone is not seeing that mad glare. You're seeing the glare off the screen of the phone. The phone is seeing the coin clearly. So here's a world coin. Taiwan, $10. 2011 through 22. And it does have where you can go there and you can pick the year. And it does have where you can adjust the grade. But it does say, don't do it unless you're absolutely positively sure what the grade is. because I think this is a way to help it kind of like learn more. But it's got this one at an AU. And I don't know, let's see. Let's see if it got this one right. Oh, yeah, I mean... That could be an AU. So, yeah, maybe you got it right on that one. But, yeah, so that's that app. But, again, if you just wanted to quickly identify a coin, you know, say you want to know it, you know, you just want to identify a coin real fast to see if it's like silver or something like that. Let me grab one. Grab a random one here. Hey, Doug. Here, go back. Go back to identify. That's upside down. You know, obviously for it to even come close, it depends on how good of focus you can get on the camera and all that on your phone. But, so here's the results on that one. Ooh, focus. So Spain won Posada, 1896 to 1902. Great about good. Saying variety, 1902, SM_V. Not even sure what that is. But apparently that's a variety it's seeing on this coin. But 1901, I've got it as an about good, so I got it right on that one. Like I said, it's hit or miss on the grading. It is really hit or miss on it. So yeah, I'm not even sure what the variety it's saying. I'd have to actually look it up. But now you got it, so now you can go look that up, and then you'll know if it's silver. I wish it would just put it on here, honestly. That's something I would also, like to see them add to this, is have this, if it's silver or not, have it on there. I'm just looking at this panel real quick. I haven't even looked at this panel before. I was just talking about mint marks. So maybe that's just the mint mark for the coin or something. Maybe SM_V is like the mint identifier or something. But yeah, that's that up. So like I said, I would give it like a C. It definitely it needs some improvement, in my opinion. So that is that app. And then it does have a built-in catalog. I haven't really played with this too much. And then it's got a collection thing that you can do, so you can kind of have a thing of your running collection in the app. And get, you know, again, the value, you're probably going to have to manually set it if you use this feature because, you know, like I said, it's still got some work to do on grading and pricing coins. Its AI ain't there yet, but you know, that'll keep track of a baseline of your collection. And so this app is actually maintained by a group of coin experts. Give me a sec. Place. Where's the Play Store at? Where's my Play Store? I'm gonna bring it up real quick in the Google Play Store so you guys can see the stats on it and everything. Okay, so here is the Play Store. CoinSnap coin identifier. That's the ratings and reviews. I wouldn't give it a 4.5. That's just me. I'd give it maybe like a 2.5 to a 3. There's your app support. I thought it was somewhere in here. Hang on. Trying to find the where it talks about the people involved with it. Maybe it was in the actual app itself. Give me a sec. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Home. Oh, and then it does have some other resources on here. This is on the home screen. Of course, there's your identify button. But it shows you like what a die clash is, post mint damage, struck through errors, machine doubling, die clash and die breaks, struck throughs. So it gives you, they do add some stuff in there for people to kind of learn how to identify what is and isn't varieties and errors, which is nice that it's got that. But I'm trying to find, I found it at one point. Where it talks about who actually is involved with it. Then it's got some other articles in here for like beware of counterfeits and all that kind of stuff. All right, I don't know. I can't find it right at the moment. I should have wrote it down when I saw it the first time. But that is that. So, you know, for what it is good at, again, I'd give it like a 3. I wouldn't give it a 4.5. I would say if you're going to try and use it for grading, take it with a grain of salt. But the identifying portion of it's pretty good. If you're going to use it for identifying for like, say for like, Japanese coins or something like that, you're still going to have to look up the dates and figure out what the dates are. I have not tried it on an ancient coin yet because I don't have one right now. The only one I do have, I know is too low of a condition for it to be able to find anything, so I wouldn't even try. Speaking of which, here's another tool for you for your identifying. This is a crazy handy tool if you are a foreign coin collector. This is the foreign date converter. It's got Japanese, Muslim, Thai, Hebrew, Iranian, Taiwan, Nepal, Burmese, Bengali, which is Bangladesh, and Rome. So you go into whichever one. You type in a date. So say for this one, say this is the era, and then, I don't know, say that's the date, and then you would end it with the year mark. Or if it's on the coin with the year mark first, then the era, then you would do it that way. Hit convert, 1948. For Japanese coins, whichever side the year era, or the year this button is on, that's the direction you read the date. That's always at the end. So if it's on this side on the coin, that means you read the date this way. If it's on this side, you read it this way. Japanese dates will always start with the era and end with the year date. So that's how you know which direction to read your dates on a Japanese coin. Now keep in mind that if it's the other direction, you're going to hit the year date first. Then you'd put in the date. I don't even know if that's a real date, but I'm just putting it around it. But you have to remember, you have to put this in now backwards. Yeah, that's not a real date, but it gives you an example. So just keep that in mind with Japanese coins. And of course, Muslim. I've done enough Muslim coins. I rarely ever have to look at this anymore. I pretty much have it down. Thailand. Hebrew. Hebrew, when you're using this, you got to make sure that you keep something in mind, that you're going to have one number, and then you're going to have the little quotation mark. 99% of the time on a Hebrew date, the next number after this mark is going to be from one of these that have the, either ors. It's almost always going to be one of these either ors. So keep that in mind when you're using this. Iran, of course, fairly similar to Muslim, but slight differences. Muslim doesn't have that one. That one's just a circle, not a heart. So slight differences for the Muslim, or the Iranian one. Taiwan. Taiwan is just like Japan almost, except for that it's got a couple of symbols Japan doesn't have. It still has the year symbol, but there's no era symbol. And so another good way to identify Taiwan coins is that if it's got these kind of symbols, but no era symbols, it's probably a Taiwan. Nepal. Burmese. Here's your Bengali. So it's your Bangladesh coins. And then Roman numerals. There's a few other ones out there that I wish this thing had, but it doesn't. That it would be really handy if it did. Like Ethiopian, for example, is a pain in the butt. But yeah, this is foreign date converter. I put the link, right? Did I? No, I didn't. Here's the link for this. So that is an excellent tool to have. So, alrighty guys. Anybody got any questions? Hey, Richard. I'm the man. I don't know about all that, but I try. Richard, if you got that email I sent you, Rick's shop was closed this week. This past week. He's at the A&A show. So everything that was on that list that I sent you is actually, I still have it sitting here. So if you wanted any of it, let me know. Also, this week's list is, of course, out. Go check it out if you haven't already. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, sir. Yeah, I try to put as many, as much resources for that I can think of that I use. So I don't know. I think next week, now that we've talked about how to value coins or how to grade and find pricing and all that, I think maybe next week I'll talk a little more about what makes coins or gives the coins value. I think that'd be a good subject. I know a lot of you guys already know a lot of this stuff, but for the people that don't know it and the people that are watching it in replay that are, maybe new, I want to make sure that the information for like beginners and stuff is out there too. Bo, I will work on doing an episode for, of this same information, but on ancients, but that's going to take some time. I'm going to have to do some prep work on that one because, like I said, ancients, there is a whole slew of resources that I have to use just to identify ancients because I don't get every ancient in identified. I have a lot of them that come in unidentified. And I always try and remember to let you guys know that I am not an expert, so there is a possibility I got it wrong. But I am trying to, learn as much as I can about ancients. They are overall my favorite coins. If I could build any collection and money was not a factor, it would be an ancients collection. I love ancient coins. I love ancient history. That would be my thing. But I will see about getting that put together for down the road. For sure. So, all right, hopefully we can get start getting some more people in here for these streams. That'd be awesome. So put word out. See if we can get some more people up in here next week. Again, sorry about it not being on Friday. Life happens. Yeah, there's a lot to do with ancients, and the more that's missing on an ancient, the harder it is to identify. Like for the experts, they've looked at so many, they can just look at basically the design and they know what it is. But for people like me that aren't an expert, if the name isn't on there clearly, then it's tough. And identifying denomination is actually really hard on ancients. Because, ancients get so much. A lot of them are so, they're crumbling, they're worn, they're missing chunks out of it. And, say for example, like, the difference between, would be a good example. Like, say that the difference between a Follis and an Antononanus. It's like the difference between a nickel and a quarter on size. So if you're missing a bunch of coin, you might get wrong on what the denomination is. Plus, there's a lot of denominations out there for ancients, like a lot. So that is one of the trickiest things on getting it right, and the best that you can do is weigh it, look at the design, see if you can line it up, and come as close as you can, and pray you got it right. Ancients are a beast, but they're worth it if you can learn it. And that's also why I've gone for selling ancients. I've gone mostly to only doing the ones that are already identified by a professional. If they're ones that like I know for sure what it is, like Constantines are like the easiest freaking ancient to identify. And then Widow's Mites are really easy. They're the only one that has those designs. The tiny little 1/12 staters, those are really easy to identify because they're a very specific, unique design. These are denomination-wise. They're really easy to identify. So yeah, some of them are easy. Some of them are not. Most of them are not. Unless the design is perfectly clear, and then it's not that hard. But if they're really worn, like say like my Cleopatra coin, there's like, you know, most of the design is gone. That one, if I didn't buy it as a Cleopatra already labeled, I would have never been able to identify that thing on my own. And someday I would love to get a nicer one, but it is still the pride and joy of my collection. I will never sell it. I don't care. If I end up homeless, at least I will be homeless with a Cleopatra coin in my pocket. But alright guys, I'm going to get out of here. Everybody have a great night. Hopefully I will see you guys all on Tuesday. Again, lot list is out, so go have a look at it. And I will catch you guys all next time.